is commercial rent going to go up in Pittsboro in 2020 or 2021 or
And
2022?
it's not going to go up in 2020, that's for sure. COVID-19 has made a significant, had a significant impact on commercial rentals right now. They can't decide when they're going to be open and when they're not going to be open, and rent is a constant. Obviously, our restaurants are really, really suffering. We just got notified that we're going to have a vacancy in one of our restaurants, almost 10,000 square feet. And we're going to have a vacancy there. Those people wanted a longer lease. Certainly, this wasn't a time to go up on rent. We're not going to go up on rent on anybody right now. I think, long term and before COVID-19 happened, I think Pittsboro was certainly primed to go up significantly as far as rents are concerned. I mean, that one restaurant space I was talking about, we're at $6 a foot, and even, Siler City's probably averaging $10 a foot, and, spaces in Cary and maybe some new Chatham Park places. I don't want to quote their rates, but I've heard $26, $28, $30 a foot. We're at $6 a foot, pretty cheap. But probably on average, Pittsboro's around $14 a foot, and probably on average, Siler City's around $10 a foot, which is significantly cheaper than Cary or Chapel Hill or Apex. So we have, one of the things that we do for some of our commercial clients is most often we're looking to do what's known as a triple net lease, which means the tenant is responsible for paying rent, the tenant is responsible for reimbursing the landlord for property tax, and also the tenant is responsible for repairs to the exclusions that we normally have in commercial properties in Chatham County. We take out HVAC in the roof. Those are the two biggest expenses you could have, and you don't expect a commercial tenant to pay for a $60,000 roof. So those are usually exclusions. We do make sure that the tenant is under a service contract for HVAC, because if we don't feel as though they have some skin in the game, they can abuse and turn up the system or turn down the system. And when we all want that HVAC working, we find that we take better care of it. So the service contract's a good thing. So that consumer price index, one of the things that we're worried about right now is with some of the relief money and people not working, we are concerned about inflation, and that's pretty unique to a commercial lease situation. If somebody wants a 5-year, an 8-year, a 10-year, or like we said, we just had a request for a 15-year lease. What is a dollar going to be worth 15 years from now? And interest rates are really, really low, and the government's had to print some money to take care of some unexpected expenses, and so we worry about inflation. If I have a $5,000 a month commercial rental and we're on a 15-year lease, and 15 years from now a lunch is $5,000, I have not done my landlord a good service by not having some kind of inflationary index to take care of that situation. So normally what we do is we build in some increases in the rent, but then we also do an and/or provision where it's consumer price index or, so whichever is greater of the two. That way it protects the landlord, and it shouldn't be too burdensome to the tenant, because if a hamburger is $5,000, then the rent can be quite a bit different. But most economists say we're not going to have that rampant inflation, and I hope that we're not going to. The economy overall is very strong if we can get back working, but we do worry. There's been some places that haven't been able to open. The landlords still have to pay their mortgages if they have one. They still have to pay the taxes and the upkeep if they have it, and but we understand that the tenants, if they don't have any customers, if they don't have any business, if they don't have any clients, I can't imagine a restaurant running at 25% or 50%. I mean, how do you do that? You know, how do you remain profitable if you have those kind of margins and you're only allowed to be at X capacity?
You don't.
You don't, right? Yeah, yeah. And so will rents go down? I don't even think it's a question of rents going up or down. It's just like who wants to move into, like, who wants to start a restaurant right now? You know, I mean, that's just, you know, we want to take care of the tenants that we have that are remaining, and we hope, you know, that once all this goes by, I mean, we believe in Pittsboro, we believe in Chatham County, we know it's going to flourish, but we're really questioning whether or not. I mean, how many businesses can go 3, 6, 9, or 12 months without bringing in money? Tough
Not many.
situation.
Yeah.